Do you know, on an average, there are around 250 applications that are received for a corporate job? Out of these 250 applications, only 4 to 6 applications make it till the end. Big tech companies receive around 50,000 to 70,000 applications each week. And a recruiter spends only 6 seconds to scan each of these resumes. And the most interesting part is 75% of these resumes are not read by a human eye, because 99% of the companies are nowadays using something called ATS. Hi, my name is Shyam. Welcome to my channel P48. In this channel, I'll be talking about project management, career development, interview tips, and resume rebranding. And in this video today, I'll be talking about 8 resume tips that you can use to land in your dream project management job. So without wasting time, let's get started. So tip number 1, always do some research on the job trends. Yes, it's really important, especially for project managers, because the job trends and the hiring trends keep on changing. It's really important that you keep an eye on what are the latest trends, how active the hiring is, and what are the modes in which the project managers are being hired. Sometimes the hiring is more active on sites like Naukri, and sometimes it's active in sites like LinkedIn. And the next most important thing is you need to tailor your resume depending on the trend. If the recruiters are hiring actively on LinkedIn, please make sure that you have an updated LinkedIn profile. You need to optimize your LinkedIn profile with the right set of keywords so that you appear at the top when a search query is dropped in. Tip number 2. When you build your resume, know your resume. We as project managers or any job seekers have this tendency of slapping a lot of content in our resume, and sometimes we lose the track of what is inside in your resume. It's really important that you know the ins and outs of the content which is present in your resume. If the company is looking for ABC in your resume should have that ABC only. Tip number 3. So, to piggyback on the previous tip, how you can keep a track on the content of your resume? By keeping it simple and cutting the clutter. An ideal resume should be one page. That's right. A one-pager is an ideal resume. If you're not able to put everything in one page, 2-page is the max that you can go up to. A lot of people I've seen, mostly the experienced folks, have 10-page, 12-page, even 16 pages of resume. So gone are those days when you had to put everything in your resume. Your resume should be crisp and clear, and it should not contain all the unwanted information. For instance, the information about your postal address, the information about your parent's name, your blood group, your entire project line that you have worked upon, not required. You need to remove all the tables and photographs from your resume, because I'll be talking about something called ATS in the coming part of this video. So table is a big no-no. And photograph. If you're applying for a role as a cabin crew or a model, yes, photograph would be required. But if you're applying for any other role, and especially a project manager, photograph is not required. If a recruiter really wants to know how you look, he or she can do a quick lookup on LinkedIn. The next tip, especially for project managers, have multiple options. As a project manager, especially if you are a technical project manager, you would be working on multiple kinds of project, whether it's a software development project or an ERP implementation or CRM implementation, if you're working on cloud, IT infrastructure. So depending on the role, depending on the job description of the job that you're applying for, you need to specifically build a resume which suits the requirement. And as a project manager, it's really important that you keep multiple options of your resume. For instance, let's say you're working on an agile project and you have some agile experience. So tailor a resume that is applicable for agile project management roles. You can include your Scrum, Kanban, Scrumban, and many more methods that you've used. You can highlight upon those experiences. Or let's say you have worked on any cloud implementations or any IT infra related projects like data migrations. Then you need to tailor your resume highlighting those skill sets, those projects, those activities, and those certifications. So one size fits all doesn't work when you're applying for multiple kind of project management roles. Next is the most important tip. This is not only for project managers but for everyone. Keep it real. The only way you can stand out from the crowd is keeping things real and genuine. So the information that you're providing in your resume is an entry pass for the interview. So the information that you give should be genuine, it should be measurable, it should be valuable, and it should be verifiable. Always try to answer why should I hire you through your resume. That makes the conversation easy when you get into the interview. Especially if you're a project manager, if you want to show your results of the project, try to quantify them by giving information like the project revenue that you've generated. What was the cost that you have saved? What was the team size? What were the KPIs and the metrics that you used to measure the success of the project? What were the key success factors of the project? Try to include the account names or the customer names that you work closely with, because big brand and big account names really add some brownie points to your resume. The last point in this is, do not list all the projects that you have worked, and it will not only increase the pages in your resume, but your resume loses that curiosity. Resume should reveal only few points, and it should ignite those questions to the interviewer so that he will get those answers by you. And the last but not the least, most important tip in this is, do not list all the projects that you've worked in your resume, because you need to keep those projects for the discussions that you're going to have face to face with the interviewer. Try to summarize the domain that you have worked, the kind of technology that you have used, and the sizes of the projects, and summarize everything, and you can put it in your resume. But do not list all the projects. It might look good if you're a fresher because you do not have that much of experience. The projects are the only thing that you have worked. It's good for them. But if you are an experienced person, please do not list all of your projects. Now the next point or the next tip is, do not limit yourself only to your resume. See, resume is only the 65% of your work that you have done. The remaining 25% of your work should be demonstrated by LinkedIn, and the remaining 10% is through some personal websites or any volunteering work that you're doing or any freelancing work. Because resume is the only entry pass for your interview, but there are a lot of other ways now the recruiters and the hiring managers are looking at you through your social media presence, and in that LinkedIn is one of the top websites. So always keep an updated LinkedIn profile depending on which state you are. If you are in a job seeking state, make sure that you put everything in your LinkedIn, because LinkedIn nowadays is used as a lookup tool. Because whenever the recruiter finds a person who's interesting, the first thing that he or she does is try to search their name in the LinkedIn and see what are the achievements that they've done. And since you are in LinkedIn, please do not fall for those trap posts wherein someone is asking you to comment interested or like that button or just say that you're looking for a job, because these are only data harvesting scams. If you're applying for a job on LinkedIn, before you click on that apply button, try to connect with the recruiting manager or a hiring manager. Send them a personal note and try to get more details. Because especially for project managers, most of the time the job description is not clear. Either the recruiters copy paste it from somewhere else, or the information is very vague. You need to ask them specific questions that you have. It's better if you can get the contact number and talk to them directly. The next step is know about the ATS. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. You can do some Google search about it. But yes, ATS system is used by most of the companies now. 99% of the Fortune 500 companies are using this ATS. So what exactly is this ATS? So it's basically a software that is used by recruiters to automate the work of sorting, scanning, ranking the job applications that they receive for the open positions. So initially this ATS was created for large companies, but now most of the companies are using it. And it's not only used to streamline the entire recruiting process, but to eliminate all the manual work that the recruiter had to go with. You need to understand how this ATS works. So this ATS acts as an electronic gatekeeper for employers and hiring managers. This ATS parses the resume's content into categories. So it will throw away all those applications that are not as per ATS compliance. So it's really important that you build your resume which is as per the ATS guidelines. There are a lot of websites that are available, and I can list some of them in the description down below so that you can take a look at it. So the ATS, or the Applicant Tracking System, will remove all those profiles that has tables, that has special characters, that has photographs. So the ATS compliant resume is fairly simple, in simple word format, without any flashy colors, with basic format sizes and fonts. So its job is to essentially weed out all the unqualified applicants so that the recruiter can devote his or her time to evaluate the candidates who are more likely to be a match for the position. In other words, ATS is apt to toss all the least qualified candidates rather than identify the applicants who are the best fit. Unfortunately or fortunately, these companies are using it, but for you to stand out of the crowd, make sure your resume is ATS compliant. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video, and if you found this video valuable, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care and stay safe.